This is how I lock the fuck in and slay my life despite having crippling, unmedicated ADHD. Everyone's always like, Ria, how are you eating so hard? How are you slaying at life? How are you locking the fuck in and doing 1 million things and always eating? Not only just eating, but even just functioning despite having ADHD, because it is a struggle. It's a struggle. Like, how do I even get anything done? Today, I'm providing my wisdom to you so you can still eat at life, you can still lock in, you can still achieve what you want to achieve, not only despite but utilizing the ADHD. Because the thing is, you know, inside you have these things that you want to achieve, and you have these things you want to communicate, but you're like, oh, I just can't do it because of the ADHD. And think about all of the children, the real cult who want your content. And not only that, these kids, they don't have a role model. They've never seen anyone growing up like you. And it's up to you to show these kids that they can do what you can do. And how are they going to know? How's anyone going to know your goal, your art, what you're bringing into this world, unless you show them? So do not let ADHD win. In fact, you have to be besties with ADHD and not be a flop. So my first piece of wisdom is to be a flop. Because the thing is, if you're like, oh, I need to plan everything and get it right 100% of the time, no. Like, literally just make something trash, literally just let it flop. Because the thing is, I remember David Goggins said, instead of, aka the alpha male, said instead of running and researching how to run, oh my god, what shoes do I get, blah, 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 literally just do it, and then you'll learn, you'll flop, and then you'll learn, and then you eat, and that's the thing. For example, I literally neglected the real cult and didn't upload a video for a year. But also, like, I had a million different things going on, including multiple stalkers, including this one guy who had to go under a fake name called Zainab Hussein, and I had to disguise myself as hijabi so he wouldn't recognize me, and that was really crazy. And then, oh my god, should I start a storytime channel? Everyone's always begging for the storytime, so maybe I should. Anyways, put in no effort and just start, because the thing is, starting is the biggest hurdle. So if you just start, then it's fine. If you need to write an essay, just start a Word document, start a Google document, and write a sentence, and then you've done the hardest part. For example, if you're trying to plan and do all of this, no, just write it and read your just start doing it now. Because if you don't do anything, you're not even gonna get any results. So just do it trash. Put in 1%. Be lazy, put in 0 effort, and make it as shit as possible. Because at least you did something. At least you did, even if it was the peak trash, at least you did it, and at least you ate. You cannot be an op to your future self. Your future self needs you to be eating. Your future self can't just magically do anything if you've done none of the work now. You have to think about your future self. You have enough ops in your life, so many ops everywhere. Do you want to be another op to yourself? No. You have to be an ally. You can either be an ally or an op. For example, when this video did not record, I was like, I could just re-record it tomorrow. No, because my future self would crash out. So despite the fact it's 11 PM and I want to go to sleep, I was like, no, I'm going to lock in and record it. Because that's self-love. And the thing is, everyone's like, oh my god, you have to be an alpha. You have to hate yourself into eating at life. But no, you don't have to be the alpha. You are the alpha if you love yourself enough to do X, Y, Z. Not because you're like, because the thing is, you have to obviously lock in. You have to obviously have good work ethic. You have to obviously be disciplined. You have to obviously do all of these things. But everyone's also like, oh my god, like, all these alpha males are like, you have to hate yourself into getting it. You're useless until you get these results. Like, no. Why are we speaking to ourselves like this? Like, the thing is, you have ADHD. You can't compare yourself to Bartholomew, who's had 0 life issues ever in his life. Because as we know, ADHD isn't just ADHD. It's also all of these things. And also it's comorbid with so many other things, so many other intersectional identities, or leads to so many other things, your neurodivergent. Blah, blah, blah. Whereas Bartholomew, in his mansion, is just living his life, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be kind to yourself. You have to not compare yourself to other people. You have to compare yourself to yourself. And do it for yourself. Because you know you will eat and you will overtake Bartholomew. And the thing is, it just be like that. Like, you should love yourself even if you flop, and just accept. Because for example, if you had a friend who had ADHD and they were doing these things, you wouldn't be like, what are you doing? You'd be like, wow, that's so understandable. Like, you should take some time to yourself. You will make mistakes. Because me being a motivational speaker, the line to the goal isn't the line to the goal isn't. It's like da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, it does not matter. You can't put pressure on everything to be 100% perfect. What matters is that you did what you did and you ate. Period. The thing is, there's this thing called the burnt toast theory. For example, today I was meant to go to this function, but I didn't go because I accidentally got on the bus and I didn't realize it was like way before city centre, and I assumed it was in city centre, and I got to city centre and I realized it was way before city centre, but then I have to get a bus loop all the way back, and then I realized I wasn't able to come to the function, and I was originally like, no, but I was like, I can't blame myself, I'm a human. But I realized this girl I know went to the function and she was like, oh my god, the function was shit, everyone there was an op. I'm crying. So you know what I'm saying? Like, did I actually eat by flopping? So let's say like you burnt your toast, so the time it took for the toast to be burnt, you left the house later, and then the bus that was gonna run you over didn't run you over, so technically that burnt toast saved your life. So you have to think of the positive side. Like, that is just life. Like, just accept you're not going to be 100% perfect and you will eat, but what matters is that you just keep on trying and keep on eating. My next piece of advice is to make 1 million to-do lists. If you write something down, you're 80% more likely to do it. So I just have a million different to-do lists. Like, I have a to-do list on my phone, then I have this book that has a different day, and then also what I do is I track the amount of hours I do each day of logging in. So I can be like, wow, I really did 2 hours on that day, flop! But I can be like, oh my god, I did 1 hour of work. Because when I do 1 hour of work and I don't time it, I'm like, oh, I must have done like 8 hours. Whereas in reality, I only did 1 hour. So then what you can actually do is hold yourself accountable. You can be like, no, you need to do this. Because the thing is, if you time yourself and if you write these to-do lists, then you will actually eat. And if you consistently do all of this and you try it and even do it, even if it's just trash, then you'll eat. And then once you do all these things, because the thing is, the part of your brain that forms habit is not impaired by ADHD. So it's just the hard thing is starting. But once you start and you continuously do it, then your brain will just form it into a habit, and then you'll be able to do it effortlessly. And you can manipulate the ADHD. But not only that, but the ADHD is also an advantage. For example, you have hyperfocus and you have impulsivity. So, you know, if you get an impulse saying, oh my god, I want to do this, act on the impulse. Act on the impulse. I literally had an impulse saying, I want to film a video. Even though I literally just uploaded a video yesterday, I was like, I want to film a video. And you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to act on the impulse because that's me being productive. If I have 2 pieces of work and I really don't want to do this one, I will procrastinate by doing the other piece of work because that's still productive. So you know what? Either way, you're eating. So that's the goal. Procrastinate by eating, act on the impulse, and also use that hyperfixation, use that hyperfocus, and use it to actually achieve your goals. Because you know what? You're actually still being productive anyway. Hold your friends hostage, okay? If I need to do work, if I need to write, if I need to do something, I need to get an accomplice, force them to do it with me. So then if I get distracted, the friend's gonna be there, so I can't because of the social adjustment, just the social pressure of actually looking in. And then also I'll see them looking in, and I'll be like, I have to look in, and then they see me looking in, then I have to look in, and then also because we've both met up for the sole purpose of looking in, I'm more likely to do that than when I'm just sitting by yourself. So it's called body doubling. So make sure you do that because then you actually eat, and then you actually slay despite the ADHD, you know what I'm saying? Like, advice is take drugs, okay? So basically what happened is when I first drank coffee, I felt like those people in the Olympics that are secretly taking like steroids and testosterone and then are like hacking the system, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like these people on steroids in the Olympics secretly taking like 50 drugs. And that's what it felt like when I had coffee, and then I felt like really focused. And then I started drinking too much coffee, so I got banned from drinking coffee. And then my friend had to sneak coffee into school, but my school didn't have a kettle, so I had to deal with cold water. But then granulated sugar wouldn't dissolve into cold water, so then she had to sneak in icing sugar, but the icing sugar was snuck into a Ziploc bag. And then it looked like she was smuggling in drugs. But in reality, my advice is, if I ever drink coffee, I'm like, oh my god, like now I've bought this drink, I have to do work. And then because the drink's hit, oh my god, it just gives you powers. So find your own version of that, or just copy me, and you'll get magic powers and be able to look in. Period. And honestly, just be nice to yourself, just believe in yourself, just eat, because you will eat, we will eat, I will eat, you'll eat, we will slay, I will slay. If you're putting in the hours, if you're like, oh, I have the ADHD, if you start and just like keep on doom scrolling, eventually, just according to life, according to the passage of time, you'll eventually get to your goal. Like, let's say neurotypicals are just like, there's like the starting, done. But you might do that, but if you just keep on like sitting there, you're gonna eventually just like, your brain's gonna be like, oh, okay, I have to do this work now, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's my wisdom, that's my genius, that is the life hacks on how we are gonna eat despite having crippling ADHD. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. You should really subscribe to join the real code and Be an ADHD Baddie by Straw Baddie. That's a song I released, you should listen to it. Bye!